Shahd 136. On the night of April 13, 2024, Iran launched over 300 drones and missiles at Israel in a single attack. The majority of them were Shaheds, a drone that costs between $20,000 and $50,000 to build and takes less than a minute to shoot down with a Patriot missile that costs $4 million. The Shahed 136 is 3.5 meters long, carries a 50-kilogram warhead, and has a range of up to 2,500 kilometers. Its two-stroke piston engine makes a distinctive buzzing sound. Ukrainians call it the flying moped. It navigates by GPS, flies to a set of coordinates, and dives into whatever is there. Iran first used it against Saudi oil facilities in 2019. Russia began receiving shipments in 2022 and renamed it the Jiran 2. In 2025 alone, Russia fired over 54,500 of them at Ukraine, an average of 140 per day. Russia built a dedicated production facility at the Alabuga Special Economic Zone to manufacture them domestically at scale. During the 2026 Iran war, Shaheds were used against U.S. bases across Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and the UAE. The same drone Iran built to overwhelm its enemies was now being fired at the country that helped build the defenses meant to stop it, Lucas. At some point before 2025, the U.S. military got hold of a damaged Iranian Shahed drone. They handed it to an Arizona startup called SpectreWorks and said, "Build us a better version of this, fast." The result was Lucas, low-cost, uncrewed combat attack system, 10 feet long, 8-foot wingspan, roughly 18 kilograms of explosives, range of 500 miles, cost $35,000 per unit. Nearly identical in shape to the Shahed it was copied from. SpectreWorks publicly unveiled it at a Pentagon event on July 16, 2025. 5 months later, CENTCOM deployed the first operational squadron to the Middle East under a new unit called Task Force Scorpion Strike. On December 16, 2025, the USS Santa Barbara test fired one from the Persian Gulf. On February 28, 2026, the first day of Operation Epic Fury against Iran, Lucas was used in combat for the first time in U.S. military history. 7 months from public unveiling to combat deployment over Iran. CENTCOM's statement that day, Task Force Scorpion Strike is using one-way attack drones in combat during Operation Epic Fury. These low-cost drones, modeled after Iran's Shahed drones, are now delivering American-made retribution, Switchblade. The Switchblade fits in a backpack. A soldier pulls it out, loads it into a tube, and fires. The wings unfold mid-air. From that point, the operator watches a live video feed from the drone's camera and steers it toward the target. At any point before impact, they can wave off the attack and bring it back around. AeroVironment makes 2 versions. The Switchblade 300 weighs 2.5 kilograms, has a 10-kilometer range, and is designed for anti-personnel strikes. The Switchblade 600 weighs 22 kilograms, reaches 40 kilometers, and carries the same warhead as a Javelin anti-tank missile. The 300 was first deployed in Afghanistan in 2011. Over 700 were sent to Ukraine after Russia's 2022 invasion. The 600 saw its first confirmed combat use in Ukraine in spring 2023, striking Russian armored vehicles behind the front line. The U.S. Army holds a production contract worth up to $1 billion. During the Iran War, Switchblade systems were part of the U.S. strike package deployed across the CENTCOM area of operations. Iran's air defense systems, built to track jets and missiles, had no reliable answer for a 2.5-kilogram drone flying at low altitude guided by a soldier watching a screen. Hero. The Hero family of loitering munitions is built by Israeli company U-Vision. The smallest variant, the Hero 30, weighs 3.9 kilograms and can be carried by one soldier. The Hero 120 has a 60-kilometer range and is built to destroy armored vehicles. The Hero 400 is a larger long-range system designed for high-value fixed targets. All variants work the same way: launch, loiter over the target area, identify, and strike. The operator watches a live feed throughout and can abort at any point. Electro-optical and infrared sensors allow operation in day and night conditions. The Hero family has been deployed by the IDF in Gaza and Lebanon. In 2024, the U.S. Army awarded U-Vision a contract worth up to $982 million for Hero 120 systems, one of the largest loitering munition contracts in U.S. history. It was also selected for the Pentagon's Replicator Initiative, the program designed to field thousands of autonomous drones specifically to counter China in the Pacific. During the 2026 Iran conflict, Hero systems were part of the Israeli strike package used against Iranian targets alongside ballistic missiles and manned aircraft. Lancet, a reconnaissance drone, spots a Ukrainian HIMARS launcher 30 kilometers behind the front line. The coordinates are passed to a Lancet operator. The Lancet launches, flies to the area, and in the final seconds of its approach, an AI vision module running on an NVIDIA Jetson TX2 computer locks onto the vehicle and tracks it to impact. Independently, without operator input, even under active electronic jamming. The Lancet is built by Zala Aero, a subsidiary of Kalashnikov. It weighs around 12 kilograms, has a 40-kilometer range, and costs approximately $35,000. Its X-wing shape is recognizable in thousands of combat videos from Ukraine. Over 2,000 have been deployed in Ukraine as of July 2024. Confirmed kills include HIMARS rocket launchers, Leopard tanks, M777 howitzers, and Patriot radar components. Ukraine analyzed captured units and confirmed the AI targeting module maintains lock independently in GPS-denied and electronically jammed environments. Russia exported Lancet technology to Iran. During the 2026 Iran war, Lancet-type systems appeared in Iranian proxy inventories across Iraq and Yemen, used against U.S. forward operating bases in the region. Kargu 2. In March 2020, during the Libyan civil war, a group of soldiers retreating from a Turkish-backed advance were hunted by drones they could not see coming and could not communicate with to negotiate surrender. A UN panel of experts report published in March 2021 described what happened. Turkish-operated Kargu 2 drones, it stated, were programmed to attack targets without requiring data connectivity between the operator and the munition. Fire, forget, and find. The Kargu 2 is a Turkish rotary-wing loitering munition built by STM Defense Technologies. It weighs 7 kilograms, flies at up to 72 kilometers per hour, has a 30-minute endurance, and uses machine learning for real-time target recognition. One soldier can carry and operate it. STM disputes the autonomous characterization. The IDF has deployed Kargu systems in Gaza and Lebanon. The drone has been exported to over 10 countries. In May 2025, STM finalized its first export contract for a new variant with an armor-piercing warhead. The 2021 UN report was the first time an international body documented what may have been a lethal, autonomous weapon engaging targets without human authorization. No international law existed to prohibit it. None has been passed since. Magura V5. On the night of February 1, 2024, a swarm of Ukrainian sea drones moved through the Black Sea toward a Russian missile corvette called the Ivanovets. The ship had no effective defense against them. By morning, it was on the bottom of the sea. The Magura V5 is a Ukrainian unmanned surface vessel built and operated by Ukraine's main intelligence directorate. It is 5.5 meters long, carries up to 320 kilograms of explosives, has a range of over 400 nautical miles, and costs between $250,000 and $300,000 per unit. The Ivanovets was the first warship in history sunk by naval drones in combat. It was not the last. On December 31, 2024, a Magura V5 armed with R-73 missiles shot down a Russian Mi-8 helicopter, the first time an unmanned surface vessel destroyed an aircraft. On May 2, 2025, Magura V7 drones shot down 2 Russian Su-30 fighter jets using AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles. In total, Magura operations have destroyed or damaged over 17 Russian maritime and aerial targets, causing an estimated $500 million in damage. Russia relocated its entire Black Sea fleet from Sevastopol to Novorossiysk. Ukraine does not have a navy. It destroyed a third of Russia's Black Sea fleet anyway. China drone swarm. In January 2026, while the United States was using its first kamikaze drone squadron, roughly 24 Lucas aircraft, against Iran, China demonstrated something different. The National University of Defense Technology showed a single soldier controlling a swarm of 200 fixed-wing drones simultaneously. The drones communicate with each other, divide tasks autonomously, and maintain coordination after losing contact with the operator. One soldier, 200 drones, no continuous human input required once launched. The same month, Avik flew the Jushin, a 16-ton jet-powered drone designed to carry and deploy smaller drone swarms from an internal bay. A flying carrier for autonomous weapons. Neither system has been used in combat as of March 2026. The January demonstration was not announced as a response to Operation Epic Fury. The timing was coincidental. The U.S. Replicator program, launched in 2023, set a goal of fielding multiple thousands of autonomous drones. By mid-2025, it had delivered hundreds. China's January 2026 demonstration involved 200 drones controlled by one person. The Pentagon's own assessment of the gap between U.S. and Chinese drone production capacity, classified, has not been made public.